I don't want to frighten anyone, but there's been a murder aboard the SS Hook. In the dead of night, Malcolm Valenci was pushed overboard, screaming as he plummeted into the frigid waters below. As dawn pours over the Atlantic, passengers begin questioning the absence of the charming Mr. Valenci. With 8 hours left before the boat pulls into harbour, it's a race against time to unravel these most mysterious of events. One teeny tiny problem though, you're the one who pushed him.
We stood together at the rail, Malcolm and I. I told him I could see dolphins playing in the wake of the boat. He leant over to see them. So I grabbed him by the belt. And I threw him overboard.
You see, in Overboard, you play as the murderer. Veronica Valenci is a washed-up West End actress on her way to America for a fresh start along with her husband, a philandering gambler who is just itching to be pushed over the low railings of a passenger ship as it trundles its way towards Liberty Island. Overboard is sort of a reverse detective game, a title that tasks you with getting away with murder rather than discovering the culprit, allowing you to sow the seeds of deceit in order to create an airtight alibi. Or, if you're feeling particularly devious, a scapegoat to take the fall for you. It's honestly a truly wonderful premise for a game, one bolstered by an impeccable setting and sense of place. Occurring on the cusp of the Second World War, the SS Hook and its passengers could have been lifted straight from the pages of a long-lost Agatha Christie novel. All of the stereotypes you'd expect are here. A judgmental widow as thirsty for secrets as she is dirty martinis. A charming Englishman with a penchant for blackjack and a dark secret hidden up his sleeve. A retired Subedar Major with an eye for deduction who serves as the game's Poirot stand-in. In true Christie fashion, no one is as they seem. Although each passenger's cheery facade is initially convincing, it doesn't take a lot of pushing for them to crack. Also, they can literally be pushed overboard if you choose to do so. You are a murderer, after all. The latest game by developer Inkle, Overboard is a traditional piece of interactive fiction, sharing more in common with the relatively mechanics-light 80 Days compared to the studio's more recent, and indeed complex, endeavours. The vast majority of your time is spent moving between rooms on the ship, speaking to different passengers and selecting from a number of dialogue options. There are plenty of branching conversation trees to discover, alongside hidden events that can change the entire outcome of the story. Overboard has a looping narrative structure, encouraging you to replay the game repeatedly until you uncover all of its possible permutations. Each run takes around 15 minutes to complete, and previous choices can be fast-forwarded to let you jump to a specific point as quickly as possible. Alongside branching dialogue options, Overboard features an in-game time system, with the day progressing as you move between rooms and converse with the game's cast. Each passenger has a set routine, predictably moving to specific rooms as the clock ticks forward towards your 3 PM deadline. At the end of the day, you're called into the restaurant where the Subedar Major questions the passengers as to who was responsible for the death of your rotten husband. The goal is to spend the day planting evidence, threatening characters, or doing whatever it takes to earn your freedom before the boat reaches shore. With so many things to discover, the true joy of Overboard is its capacity for executing ridiculous plans that lead to farcical scenarios as a result. Honestly, it's hard not to think of Overboard as some sort of text adventure version of Hitman. It certainly shares the same underlying humour and branching possibilities as IO's Murder Simulator, but throw in the Clockwork Mansion structure of the passengers' routines, and it feels practically impossible not to question whether Veronica has a tattoo of a barcode underneath her fetching headwear. To divulge the outcomes of anything specific that occurs in the game would be unfair, so I'll simply say this. Overboard made me laugh out loud multiple times and features some of the best writing I've seen in a game all year. Veronica especially is a top-tier protagonist, and I spent the majority of my time playing shouting "good for her" at the TV. With every loop, Veronica will awaken with a residual thought that serves as a fresh objective for you to focus on completing. It's a nice way of making sure you're always on track to discover new outcomes, and alongside the ability to fast forward through scenes as well as restart them once in case you mess up, is a welcome accessibility feature that keeps everything moving forward at a nice pace. Those struggling with what to do next can even go and visit God, and no, that's not a joke. God gives you tips in this game like they're the 1930s equivalent to game FAQs. It rules. My only issue with the game is its potential for repetition. I played 20 loops of Overboard in an attempt to see everything it had to offer, and by loop 12 it felt like I was beginning to butt my head repeatedly against familiar dialogue trees. This is to be expected in a game such as this, and like I mentioned before, Overboard goes above and beyond to prevent this from being too much of a headache, but it's definitely a thin. Thankfully, uncovering fresh dialogue and outcomes remained delightful right up until the credits rolled. All in all, the game took me around 4 hours to finish, and I was pleasantly surprised with how much it had to offer, considering how tightly designed and focused its central narrative is. What more is there to say, really? The game's visuals are wonderful, evoking an Art Deco style that enhances its pre-World War II setting. Its music consists of grainy gramophone hits from the era, the kind that straddle the line between jaunty and sinister and are just a perfect fit for a game that repeatedly shows the main character pushing her deadbeat husband into the ocean. Overboard is wonderful. Inkle have proven time and time again that they are the best in the business when it comes to games like this, and Overboard is no exception. It has a killer premise, a smart structure, and impeccable writing. I highly recommend this to anyone with a love for crime fiction, detective games, or have ever dreamed of grabbing their husbands by the belt and depositing them into the big blue world bath. A truly brilliant game. Hello, thank you very much for watching this review. If you enjoyed this review, please do consider giving this video a like, and please do subscribe to the channel for more indie reviews such as this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. New videos on the channel every single week.